When I was 14, my father was the dumbest SOB on the face of the earth. By the time I turned 21, I was astonished to see just how much the old man had learned in 7 years. First time I heard that was from Dad, and I was about 14, and I assumed he had made that up, because it sounded like something he'd say. He was talking about the folly of my youth, and that was his way of illustrating the point. And he told me that it was from Mark Twain. His version was a little different, but that's the way I heard it from Dad. But that was kind of his style of humor. He sometimes a little more, kind of like a wild baseball pitch. Sometimes just to get it outside. His given name was Walter Lee, and the story has it that he was named after the Walther League, which was a Lutheran youth group of the day. And so, as a result, all of us kids have middle names that begin with L. So we have Manette Lee, Brett Lynn, Sherry Lou. He called us the first litter. The second litter was Tammy Leanne, and Melchizedek Aloysius Dana Obed Jason Lucas Hartenberger, Jay. But I usually think of him as kind of a Renaissance man, and I looked it up, and it said that's a person who has a varied learning and knowledge, and that pretty much sums him up. The way you think about it, he was a theology student, a sharpshooting, motorcycle riding submariner. He was an art teacher in New York, teacher, principal, dude rancher in Montana, think tank analyst and entrepreneur in Oregon, the superintendent of schools in Alaska. When he went into administration, he still called himself a school teacher. Coincidentally, when the first time he met his new school board, said, last week I couldn't spell superintendent, and now I are one. But all of his experiences and different things that he did gave him a real appreciation of just all kinds of things, and his passion for art. And he would say that you could find art just about anywhere, just about anything. But as long as it was done well, then that was really the most important thing. And on the one hand, you had Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, and you had Robert Service and the cremation of Sam McGee. Beethoven and Benny Hill. Books, Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky, Teacher's Handbook, and to the Laszlo letters. Remember the Laszlo letters? And Bar President. He had a really good sense of right and wrong. It could be very fluid, but it was always clear. We'd find out about it real quick, what was right and wrong. We all grew up in kind of a traditional family. And Dad was like the lawgiver and the judge, and Mom was like the police and the district attorney and the jury, and then if necessary, it got flipped back to Dad for, the execution. The belt. This horrible routine where you get the belt and you bring it up and a couple of times, and then you have to bend over, not just bend over, but you have to grab your ankles, and it was just horrifying. And you go down and say, the longer you take, the worse it's going to be. And finally, you're standing there and you're just a target, and you give me a pop, and I do the chicken dance for 30 seconds, and then everybody was happy.